Hello, members. Welcome to this week's Member Monday. So here's my story. I'm in my studio right now, right? I have an incredibly messy desk. You can see part of it. I'm sorry. It's a mess in here right now. I have a few things going on, but this morning I was like, I'm going to get out of the studio and I'm going to film Member Monday at the park. So I got all the way to the park. Rewinding, I grabbed my Canon camera first, but I also needed to stop by somewhere. I was donating my time to take some photos, and I was going to do that first. So I thought, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my D500 to take the photos today, and the 17-55 f2.8 DX lens, perfect for what I needed. And then I also brought the 50mm prime lens and thought I'll use that on the D500, which is right here, and I will put it on my little mini tripod. The reason I wouldn't use the 17-55 is because my little mini tripod is not all that strong, and I was afraid the lens would tilt the whole thing forward. So I brought this little prime lens, thought it would be all good. I was going to focus on myself using the SnapBridge app, since it worked for me the last time I tried to use it. And then I'd be focused on myself and I could like turn that off and just film myself. I kind of thought that would be a good workaround to filming out in the field. It was kind of a little test for me. Instead of bringing both my Canon DSLR and this, DSLR, I thought packing a smaller bag, be able to go. In fact, I was packing in my favorite backpack. So, I was also bringing my audio stuff and it all fit perfectly. And I get out there, take my pictures, get to the park, and SnapBridge won't connect. Oh my gosh. I sat there for at least 15 minutes trying different things. It was more than 15 minutes. It had to have been 30 minutes that I was trying to reconnect. I disconnected the D500 from SnapBridge completely, disconnected the Wi-Fi, disconnected the Bluetooth, all the things that the help center told me to do, reconnected everything. Nope. It wouldn't work. I did notice that there was a firmware update for the D500 that I somehow kind of missed. And I thought, maybe that's it. So I did just update the firmware on the D500, and I am going to make sure that it's not in airplane mode anymore, because I always turn it back into airplane mode. And I thought we could try it together. Let's see if it works. And then I want to chat with you all about these new Canon releases that came out today. Holy moly. Couple new cameras and a new flash that has like automated features. I just opened Lightroom instead of SnapBridge. I should just do this instead of talking while I'm doing this. Okay. Bluetooth is trying to connect. Bluetooth connected. Okay, so now I'm going to try to go to remote photography, which is when it switches over to Wi-Fi. This is where I was having the problem. So it's connecting to the camera, which is good. Yeah, the connection to the camera has failed. And it tells me to try again after reading the online help information. I'll take a little picture of that for no good reason. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't work. OMG. That's all I have to say. My mom always taught me, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So anyway, okay. I opened up on my computer here, I opened up the releases. Okay, so Canon releases, everybody. The first one I have open here is the EOS Rebel T7. What is it being called elsewhere? T7 in the US. I'm sure it's called something else in everywhere else, but I'm not seeing what that is. So I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what this is being called everywhere else in the world. but it is, it's updated. It has an updated 24 megapixel sensor. And let's see, it carries over other aspects of its predecessor's performance, it says, including the processor with 3 frames per second burst shooting and a 9-point conventional autofocus system, and the same overall control scheme and build. I had a, what did I have? A T2i, T3i, T4i. I think I had a T4i. And it was an okay camera. I didn't love it. What's funny is that I sold that when I got this SL2, and I love the SL2, but for some reason, that line, the T whatever line, I never really loved it. But I do know some of you have some cameras from that line. I also had like one of the first ones, the TI maybe? I don't even remember what it was called. But for some reason, I just never really connected with how to use that camera. But I wonder if these newer ones are more like the SL2, and maybe I would like them. I don't know. Let's see. We've got video at, it says you can do HD at 120p, high frame rate video. That's cool. Some slow-mo action you can do with 120 frames per second. This one's still, they're still not bringing out the 4K on this line. You know, not too surprising. It does have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. There's a new silent mode. That sounds interesting. There was a, in the D850, in the Nikon D850, there was a silent shooting mode, which I think can be really handy. There's just certain situations where you don't want to be clacking away. What's funny is that yesterday I was out in the desert for sunrise, and it was one of those situations where I realized how loud I was with my D810. I just pointed at the D500. My D810's back there. And not that I necessarily would have used silent mode when I was out in the desert completely by myself, but it was one of those times when I realized how loud I was, as just, you know, just walking through the desert in the complete morning silence. But like I said, new silent mode, that sounds cool. Although, you know, looking through the specifications, you know, it's going to be a good option. It's not something that I'm finding that I want at this point. But I'm curious if you all are interested in it. Looks like it's going to be available in April at an SRP of a little under $800 US dollars, $779.99 for the body only. So that's cool. The other camera that they released, where's that one, is over here. Now this one is interesting. It is called the M50, and it also has a 24 megapixel sensor, but it is going to do 4K video. And there's a built-in EVF, electronic viewfinder. It seems to me that people who use an electronic viewfinder love it, or other people hate it. Like, it's a love or hate relationship. For me, I'm kind of in between. Like, I see some uses for it, but it's, you know, not my favorite thing. It seems like they've gotten a lot better with not having a delay with them. My V1 has an electronic viewfinder, and, you know, that's cool. So anyway, let's see. This M50 is a cropped sensor camera. It has the dual pixel autofocus, which is interesting. And let's see, I'm assuming, so it does 4K, but how many frames per second does it do? Okay, it says UHD 4K recording is available at 24p. That's interesting. 24 frames per second. It seems like a lot of the other cameras that are bringing out 4K are either doing 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. So it's interesting that it's doing 24. That is definitely the favored frame rate of, like, you know, those YouTubers that like that cinematic look. I hear that all the time. 24p gives you a cinematic look. For you guys, I find that actually people seem to like the higher frame rate, at least for my videos on YouTube. But I guess when you're looking for that artistic look, 24 frames per second can be a benefit. So that's cool to see that. Let's see. And also when it's in 4K, dual pixel focusing is not available. So I do wonder what that would look like. But this little thing is just, you know, it's a little mirrorless camera. It looks cool. It looks like it's also going to be available in April for $780 US, body only. But you can bundle it with a couple of different lenses. I haven't used any of Canon's mirrorless interchangeable lens camera options. But I'm curious about them. You know, for some reason, I'm getting more and more interested in seeing these mirrorless options from the camera manufacturers. You know, I love my DSLRs, don't get me wrong, but I'm seeing the benefit of the smaller body, of the, a lot of times the autofocus during video is looking really good, although Canon seems to have it figured out with their DSLRs. So I don't know. It looks interesting. Now, kind of the big thing, though, the more splashy item that Canon announced was a new speed light, and it is called the 470EX-AI. This thing has like some automated features. So the head on, oh, hello cat, sorry, I just kicked him. Let me just grab one of my Nikon speed lights to show you what this flash will do. So it's shaped similar to this, where it's kind of, you know, in the middle, there's a joint. It will automatically change positions for you. So this will go, okay, done. Which, you know, what they're saying is that that's going to be really helpful if you're shooting with a flash you're alternating between shooting in, you know, landscape and in portrait. So your flash when you're in landscape can be, you know, pointed forward or up, rather. And then if you, here we go. And then if you turn your camera to the side, it's going to automatically go like this and give you that same bounced light effect. So that's cool. I don't know exactly what you have to do to make it turn. I haven't like watched the video of it and everything. If you need to press a button or if it just does it when you move your camera around. Let me see. I don't know yet. Oh yeah. So it does it automatically when you change the orientation of your camera. So that's cool, you know. I mean, I could see how that could be a handy feature. Not something that would make me like purchase all new flashes if I had a bunch of Canon flashes that I used. I'm not sure if that would be like the thing that would make me want to purchase new ones, but it's an interesting development. Otherwise, you know, looks like a good flash other than that. So now that I've been rambling on about SnapBridge and these new Canon features, let me chat with you just for a couple minutes on the stuff that is coming up that I am doing that you guys will see in the next week to month. Today is February 26th, but it's going to be March by the end of the week. So on Friday, I will be introducing the monthly photography theme. Yay, very exciting. It's the new one. And I think that those of you who have been around for a while can guess what March's photography theme will be. I'll wait for a moment. Yep, it's going to be Monochrome March. I can't resist doing Monochrome March again. I have done that. I wonder how many years I've done it. I'll have to look that up later, just out of my own curiosity, but I've definitely done it for at least a couple of years, if not 3 years. I'm not sure, but I love the idea of just embracing monochrome for an entire month. However, don't tell anybody because I'll be releasing it to everybody on Monday, or on Friday rather. And I'm thinking that I've been saying that I'm going to get out my Tri-X film and use it, and somehow it just gets too far into, you know, my month or whatever, and I end up not using it. So I do have a little pile of Tri-X film over there, and I am definitely pulling that out in the next week so that I can share the actual photos with you by the end of the month, because I have to, like, you know, send it out to get all developed. I'll be doing that, and I also I need some new like profile pictures and stuff, so I am going to do that. My initial plan was to use SnapBridge to take my camera out somewhere outside and get some nice like soft sunset light or something, and I'm not sure how that's going to work out right now. I might have to bring Raymond with me instead of SnapBridge. Or I guess I could go the old-fashioned route, right, and use the interval timer, which is funny to call that old-fashioned. What else do I have on my list? Oh, the other big thing that is going to happen in the next month is my big trip to Rocky Mountain National Park. There's snow. I'm oh so excited for the snow, and I have I have a snowshoeing tour booked, and yeah, I'm ready to go. So the few things that I know already that I'm going to want to bring with me, like gear-wise, are you know, a couple DSLRs, a couple lenses, but I'm going to try to rely on my action cam a little bit more on this trip. I really like the SJ7 Star action cam, which is in that drawer behind me. I'm not going to grab it, but I really like it. I really like how it works. I find it to be the easiest action camera to use of all of the action cameras that I have used, and I've used quite a number of them. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to rely a little bit more on it, and just, you know, the battery life is actually pretty good on it. So I'm sure I will need to recharge it from time to time. I'm kind of assuming that I'm going to be out for long days in the wilderness and in the snow, but you know, I can just bring a USB charger. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to relying a little bit more on that to create video. That's something that I would like to do on this trip that I haven't done in the last couple trips, is create kind of a trip video that, you know, I share the behind the scenes with you guys where, you know, Raymond and I are in the car and we're chatting about what we're going to do that day, or what we did do, or stuff like that, or you know, and I've recapped my days throughout the trip for you. But I think I would like to also do kind of a video that will complement the book, where I just kind of share little snippets in video form of the trip and of the park and the surrounding areas, whatever else it is that I end up doing. So that's why I'm thinking about the action camera, and oh, my tummy just growled. I'm not sure if you guys just heard that. That wasn't a pretty sound. Sorry. I think I'm hungry. I don't know why, because I've had oatmeal and peanut butter cups today. So I don't know what more anyone could ever need. But yeah, that's it. That's it so far. That's kind of what I'm thinking about gear-wise. However, I did want to let you know that I will be doing some more specific videos that are all about the trip and preparing for the trip and exactly what I've done and what I'm going to bring and how I'm going to pack it. And I'll actually show you the process of packing it up and everything, because there's a lot that goes into figuring out everything that I'm going to bring for these trips. You know, it's me and Raymond, and yeah, well, it's a lot of stuff. A lot of logistics go into figuring out what I'm going to bring and how I'm going to carry it and everything. So yeah, I am, of course, always thinking about a new bag for like how to carry all my stuff. I've been using my Low Pro, that big blue Low Pro bag. It's actually in the other room right now. I had to move it because it was just hanging out on the floor because I have no good spot for that giant bag in like my shelves back here. So it's in the closet, but it's so pretty though. I should like hang it on the wall to display it. But it is such a big bag. I'm always kind of considering how I just wish it was a little bit smaller. So we'll see what I end up doing with that. One last thing is that I do have a couple of new pieces of gear coming this week, and they are little accessory things. So one of them is a camera bag insert, which is what made me think of it. It is like my Snoop bag. Let me show you. My Snoop camera bag from Timbuktu has, hi, it's this messenger bag, but, ooh, that was loud, sorry. It has this insert in it. Let's see if I can keep this all in focus. That just slides right in, and it's got different dividers. So, but this is an awkward size. This is too wide to fit into like a regular backpack or my Camelback or something. And I don't want to put it in sideways because that, like, I don't know, even though it has a zipper, it's not ideal. So that's that. But the camera bag insert that I'm getting is actually from Beespire, which is the company that made my favorite backpack here. But that backpack, ooh, while good for a day out with, you know, my camera and my computer and whatever, it's not what I want to carry with me out on the trails, or, you know, it's not for carrying a lot of gear. So I'm interested in this insert to see, is it something that would be good to put into my Camelback? You know, could that be a better solution for me? So there's that. And then also a little tripod. It is not as small as my little mini tripod that I still need to actually replace. This is my little mini tripod. It's little, and it really is mini, but this is something that's a little bit bigger. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that out too. I should be receiving those this week. So then in the next couple weeks, I will share all of that with you. I'll show them to you. As long as I still do receive them this week, I'll show them to you at least in Member Monday of next week. Yeah, so sorry, this was a little rambly today and a little bit disorganized, I suppose, but yeah, sorry. So that's it, everybody. That's it for Member Monday, and I am going to not sit here and try to get my D500 connected to SnapBridge, even though I really want to. I'm going to move on with Monochrome March and figuring out exactly what I want to do other than profile photos and film. Oh, there was one other thing that somebody did request for me to do a video on, and that is actually walking through how I print photos on my Canon Pixma Pro 100. I did that video last week where I created that lovely piece of artwork back there. And somebody asked, how I have that printer, but I'm not real, I don't know how to use it. So I'm just going to walk you guys through my process, how I print something from start to finish on my computer and printer. So yeah, you'll see that soon too. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you throughout the week on YouTube videos and on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So make sure you check all those things. Talk to you soon.